Oh yeah, real subtle Barret. Shinra would never guess that the guy with the minigun for an arm is the leader of Avalanche. Today we're taking a look at PlayArts Kai Final Fantasy VII Barret Wallace version 2. Welcome back. Now before we take a look at Barret here, my question for you down in the comments, what was your favorite boss in the Final Fantasy VII Remake? I really like the Guard Scorpion. I know it's the first boss in the game, but really cool design, really improved over that original game. And of course, the final boss was pretty amazing too. What was yours? Let me know down in the comments. So we have a nice picture of Barret on the front of the box here. We do have a window that opens up, and you can see Barret there. You also get a picture of him there and a biography, which you can pause to read. And to the side, more nice pictures of the figure here, plus some Japanese. But let's get him out and see how he looks. So with Barret out of his packaging, we'll start by measuring him up. And he stands exactly 11 inches tall, or about 28 centimeters. And for comparison, we'll bring in Cloud and Tifa. And as you can see, Barret is quite a bit bigger, both taller and wider. He is huge compared to even Cloud here. Very big guy. So taking a closer look at Barret here, I think this is one of the best redesigns for the Final Fantasy VII Remake. When I played the original version, I always kind of pictured him as Mr. T. I'm sure a lot of people did too, but this is a really good way of taking that design and making it as realistic as you could for a man with a minigun for an arm. See, really nicely done face here. He's got the scars over his eyes there. His beard and stubble is really well painted. It looks pretty realistic. Same with his hair. There is a little bit where they just kind of missed a little bit there, which is a little bit unfortunate. You can see really nice shading in his skin tone here, capturing the different highlights. This is much better looking than the Advent Children figure that they made. That was horrific. So you go down, his vest here is done in a soft rubber. Really nicely detailed. Kind of washes over it to make it look really worn and frayed and that. See the chest hair sculpted in there. The dog tags aren't a loose piece. They're sculpted in there, which is a little bit unfortunate. It would be nice to have them as a separate piece there. His belts are, I don't know why he needs that many belts. Maybe it's a girdle, but they're there. Pants done nice green with a lot of black highlights in them to make them look kind of dirty and everything. Lots of pouches. Almost like a Rob Liefeld character from the 90s. Gotta have those pouches. Big boots. So we come along to this arm. He's got his armored gauntlets and gloves here. His tattoo's really well done. Very cool. On the back, big broad back. He is huge. Really heavy figure compared to the others too. Along. And then the arm here, kind of fabric. Again, this is a sculpted piece. It's not rubber or anything. Moving down to the minigun. Giving a little bit of a wash in that to make it look dirty and a little bit of rust on there. Let's see. It's got the sighter, whatever it is, and there's the, I guess that's the clip that holds the bullets that are infinite. And then the barrel here. Really excellent looking figure. This is a great looking Barret, and I think one of the best looking figures in this line. Moving on to accessories, the figure does come with a left fist. Of course, there is no right hands. We do get a open left hand. And this hand, which is made to hold these sunglasses. They're not translucent or anything, they're just solid plastic, but you can just stick them in here and pose them holding those. You also get an alternate head with the sunglasses. Again, like the other head, really nicely painted. The eyes look really good. It's a little bit of a shame that it's a neutral expression. Barret was always laughing and shouting and stuff like that. It would have been nice to have him open mouth, showing his teeth or something like that. A little bit more expression. The hairline is a little bit better painted than the sunglass head there. A really good looking head sculpt. A nice option for displaying him. And last but not least, you get the stand here. Take this articulated pole and just plug it in to any one of those holes there. And you have these two clips, small one, big one. They open up. Attach it there and you can grab the figure wherever you want it to. So a decent array of accessories. Again, it would have been nice to have materia to slot into different parts of the figure, and with Barret in particular, I really would have liked an alternate weapon, maybe the cannonball, to just swap out, because you're not getting the other hands. It would have been nice to get, a different option there. It is nice to get a full different head where the other figures had swappable faces and Cloud didn't have another head at all. So I guess you can't complain too much, but it's better than the other Player Sky figures, but still lacking compared to other action figure lines, especially given the price of these figures. Although, as I said, this is a big chunky figure. There is a lot of plastic here and there's a lot of paintwork, so I do think you're getting your money's worth out of this particular figure. So looking at articulation, Barret's head is on a ball peg. It doesn't look down a whole lot. You have decent look up. You can make it look up a little bit farther, but the head will pop off. There is articulation at the bottom of the neck here, though, so you can get really good up and down range. And of course, some side to side, and it does turn. It can look a little gappy if you've got it to the side there, so you kind of want to keep the neck more in the middle. The shoulder goes up like that. This vest has a split in it, which helps with the articulation. It will go around a decent amount. There is a swivel at the bicep, single bend for his machine gun there. As mentioned, it does rotate there. Same on this side. Swivel, bicep, double bend here. Or no, excuse me, a single bend. But a good one. His big muscles there get in the way. The hand is on kind of a hinge there. As far as the ab crunch goes, there isn't a whole lot here. It splits right here. It's about as far back as he can go. It goes forward just a little bit. There is no waist swivel. The legs can go up just a tiny little bit. Go back just a bit too. But you do have really good double bend knee. There is no swivel at the top of the boot or anything. The foot is on a hinge. It does rotate. And there is a little bit of toe articulation. So, not bad upper body movement for Barret, at least in the arms and that. The legs do an okay job. You should be able to get him in some pretty decent poses, but given the bulk of the character and things like that, he's not the most flexible compared to, say, a Tifa or even Cloud. So overall, I think Barret is an excellent figure. The detail and the paintwork on him is really, really well done. Like with the other Final Fantasy VII figures, the lack of accessories is disappointing. That's just the way the line is. This one, given the size and everything, I do think it's more worth the money compared to, say, Cloud, especially, who is really lacking in accessories. Barret is obviously an important character in the series, so I think he's an essential part of a Final Fantasy VII collection, and he looks really amazing on a shelf compared to the other ones because he is so big. And how many people do you see with a machine gun arm? It's pretty awesome. Guts, Ash, Barret, coolest people around. So he's definitely one that's worth picking up. I have reviewed many other Final Fantasy VII Remake figures, and I have more to come. So be sure to subscribe if you want to see those. But as for now, I'd like to thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.